It's my third cup of tea, or ambition as Dolly Parton would call it. It's not coffee for me. A little XO McKenna on the TV. The tree is up and decorated. We're that far. And there's some gifts wrapped. We did a lot of gift wrapping, but then in the other room is where the magic needs to happen. There's still lots of unwrapped gifts and mess around. Family's coming, so I get to take the covers off the couch. That's my treat. We have to have them because of this little guy who owns the couch. So if you ever saw my little greenhouse, you'll know that this year we had a little windstorm, so I had to replace the roof. Had a whole bunch of broken glass. Then I also kind of reinforced with caulking around the windows because they're old windows. So we had another little blow in, and fortunately nothing broke. I just need to replace the glass. So it's raining today. It's super gloomy, but it's supposed to clear up between 10 and 1. That will be my window of opportunity to make a pun. So here's a look inside our guest room. I love this room. I feel like it's the most Christmassy room in the house. So when we have guests, it's usually at Christmas. So I like to add a little touch of Christmas in there. This was one of my mom's quilts. The pattern was called Delectable Mountains. My mom took great pride in trying to make all of her stitches even, and she was never satisfied that they were. Those little points, I guess, is why they called it Delectable Mountains, but she'd always say, no man ever wants to sleep with that under their nose. Here's another one, and I think it's Dresden plate, or oak reel or something. I'd have to look that one up. That's actually on a quilt rack that my dad made. You might recognize some of the things in the room that I brought home from the shop, like this dress mannequin. I just wanted to keep that. This was my mom's sewing machine. She gave me that other antique sewing machine. I'm not sure whose that was. So anyway, here's another look at this room that doesn't get used very much. Speaking of quilts, here's a quilt top that my mom did, and I am determined to finish it by doing the quilting on it. I'm not really a quilter, but I'm going to give it a go just so I can finish it. And as you can see, that's the underside, and my mom was really super particular about making her points meet. So I won't be able to do the same thing she did, but I'll try. And also, I've been trying to make this quilt for a couple years, like since my mom was still living, so it's been a while. But it's a paper piecing quilt, and it's hexagons. So what you do is you piece together sections at a time, but you cut out the hexagons out of paper, and then you just kind of hem around them. And then I guess when you wash it, the paper just kind of goes away. So it was one of those, I can't think of what they call them. But anyway, it's made by Moda. Jelly rolls, I think they called those packs. But they also put them in packs that was kind of like a little tablet. Anyway, here's the coordinating backing fabric. Out in the hall, I gave it a little Christmas love too by adding a tree. The picture that's on the wall is already a winter-themed picture. You might recognize this piece that I did in a video a long time ago. I'm almost ready to change it. But this picture, my mom used to spend a lot of time looking out her window at the kids sled riding. So I took a picture out the window and put it in one of those apps on my phone that made it look like a sketch, and then sent it to Walgreens and had it printed out on an 8x10 and framed, and I gave it to her. So naturally, when she passed, I took it back, and now it's a great thing to have in the winter months. She also loved lighthouses and Jim Shore. Gotta watch the time. It's after 10. I'm gonna head outside, see if it quit raining. So I throw on last year's Old Navy buffalo plaid van sort of sneakers that are lined with Sherpa. And of course, I still have my pajama pants on because I'm off. Does anybody else get a lot accomplished in their pajamas? Let me know in the comments. My window's now repaired, and now there's a nativity set underneath the tree. Back inside, I brought in the ladder and the shelves from the garage to get started on our tree that we do with our houses. Don't you just love the Thanksgiving turkey on the Easter tablecloth and all the Christmas decor? So, got to get it all out and get started. So this is a tradition. It's a Norman Rockwell set of houses that we collected when we first started dating, really, and then into our marriage. We kept collecting for a while and then even received some as gifts. And it's just, oh, they're amazing. And I'm going to link the video that I did a couple years ago where I explained each one of the houses, what the name was, that it was patterned after a Norman Rockwell painting, and a peek inside all of the windows. So untangling all the cords, of course, to get everything lit. This is the first step, just to make sure that everything works. These are the little street lights that'll go on. And we already lost one light, so it popped and got to get that replaced now. But after a check of plug-in, all of the street lights work. So it's kind of a labor-intensive process to get all of those little street lights to stand upright. You have to use thumbtacks, tape, whatever it takes to get them to stand up, and then we'll cover all that up with some snow. That's always the finishing touch, and it's the most fun and the most messy. But it's really fun to take a peek inside the little houses and see the scenes inside. This is a famous one. And then, of course, the manger goes on top. Then back outside, there's a tip for your battery packs. Put them in a plastic bag, and then you don't have to worry about the elements. We've lost the backs to some of those battery packs, so this just kind of makes sure that everything's nice and safe. And don't be like us and remember to take your batteries out. So I do have a couple that are solar, and now we have these battery operated ones. I love our little tree on the side of the house. A few years ago, I did a video on how I did the trellis on the side of the house, and now we drape the lights back and forth, and it makes a cute little Christmas tree. So I like our little outdoor arrangement, and it's always cheerful to drive up and see. So again, inside, we're in the dining room now, and I'm setting up this, I don't know what you call it, but you put the candles in it and it spins around. So this might be a lot, but you know what? It's just fun at Christmas to be a little excessive and decorate everything. So if you remember, I redid the dining room table, and that is one of the table covers my mom had quilted as well. So I love it when it gets dark and the lights are on, and everything is magical at Christmas time. Put a few little decor pieces in the kitchen as well. That's always fun. And I'm just ready to start baking cookies and enjoy the season. I hope you enjoyed this look in my home. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the time that you spend with me here on my channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you're not subscribed, I hope you do so. And we also have a channel membership that's pretty cool, and it's only 99 cents a month. Since I've moved my storefront, I've been super busy and not doing as many videos, but I plan on upping the game a little bit more in the future. So stick around and find us on social media at Statement Designs. And of course, stay well.